This is the biggest thing about the whole case and the whole thing with Candace Owens. Why is she the only one investigating this? I mean, I'm not saying there's a few internet sleuths out here and a few YouTubers and stuff like that. But anybody with any power, any authority, any ability, be higher than Candace Owens, they're not touching this with a 10-foot pole. And why? Like, why? Are we at that point in this where the scripture says men will be lovers of them own selves? Like, you love yourself that much? You care about money that much? Like, you have a price for real, for real? Like, the amount of people in this on this world and on this planet that have a price. Like, at some point, it's like, nah. The whole world would be better if they stopped lying and stopped doing the evil. What's going on, YouTube? We got to talk about Candace Owens. She is on the prowl. And I'm telling you right now, I ain't got no time for nobody that got smoked for Candace Owens. Because honestly, she's the bravest person out here I know. And the rest of everybody else, I just see a bunch of cowards. She's more courageous than a lot of men out here. So we're gonna check out her video. Actually, I haven't had a chance to watch it. We was out doing some grocery shopping, but yeah. Now we're going to watch the video. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to watch it, so we'll hit it in the early parts.
Okay, we're going to do something different. Actually, begin today.
Oh, I got it on chipmunk mode. Chipmunk mode. Let me turn it down. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're gonna check out some of her content right now. This is the Friday show, episode 275. All right, here we go.
Okay, we're going to do something different and actually begin today's episode with comments from yesterday's episode because they are extremely relevant and they're also hilarious to what we're about to discuss. People who watch the show are obviously savages, absolute savages. And obviously, yesterday we were
Shout out to the savages. Let's go.
discussing how they rescinded the offer because it had to be in person. Look at this comment, top comment. TPUSA takes them 3 months to respond. Also, TPUSA, you have 24 hours to respond. Like,
Facts. Like, boom, boom, boom. She coming out blazing. Coming out blazing. Dang. She started to show off like that. TPSU. That's crazy. TPUSA has taken 3 months to respond to anything. And then they want her to respond in 24 hours. Get out of our face. We ain't going for it. We're not going for it.
what? Seriously. Why? Where did this 24-hour thing come from and why was it necessary? The second comment, this user writes, Tyler Robinson can appear in court by video conference, but Turning Point USA says Candace cannot attend their debate by similar means. Yeah, guys, we are.
Bruh. TPUSA is looking stupid. You're just looking stupid. You're looking so dumb. It's so many people. That's what this video is going to be about. Just all the people that just look so dumb. I am so tired. It's like I saw 2 pastors today that ugh, rubbed me the wrong way. These dudes are losers. Absolute losers. Liars and losers. And you think people don't know that you're lying. That's what's crazy. It's weird. Keep going, Candace.
Are starting to notice some things. It's weird. And we announced, or it was announced today, that Charlie Kirk's show, which they are continuing, and which once upon a time enjoyed the #1 spot on Apple Podcasts, has now plummeted, right? This is a tweet. Breaking news, The Charlie Kirk Show has crashed in the rankings, falling to number 94 on Apple Podcasts, even though it routinely held the top 10 spot in the past and even reached #1 when Kirk was alive. The reason for that is simple. It is clear. People are telling you how they feel, and they feel that you are not being honest.
Clearly, you're not.
Getting the truth from the.
Clearly, y'all are not being honest. And that is the strange. Like that's what I was just saying. Like you can't tell when somebody's lying to you. Like the whole campaign to Candace is crazy campaign. It is so stupid. I don't think y'all realize how dumb it makes y'all look. everybody's like, "Oh, she crazy." I just be looking at you like, "Are you dumb? Are you dumb?" Anybody that think Candace is crazy, I think you're dumb. That's what I think. Because while you're also thinking she's crazy, you're not asking any questions about what really happened. So the one person really, really invested in figuring this out because this was her friend, the one single person invested to figure out what really happened versus us all, lefties, righties, moderates, everybody, instead of us all falling down this little rabbit hole of this type of shit continually happening. Like the only way it's gonna stop is for us to pull the cover off of it. And y'all okay with the cover being on it. Like that is the weirdest shit I've ever heard. Like, how do you care so much about Charlie Kirk or his wife or da 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 that you want Candace to stop asking questions, but you don't also care about him or his wife enough to ask some questions? Like, what world are we living in? Are y'all dumb? Even if you don't care, that's fine. But do not be on the side of the people saying, "Oh, Candace is crazy." You should be like, "No, she needs to find out. I don't like her, but she needs to find out what's going on." That's what you need to be saying. Not, she just don't be so dismissive, y'all. That is going to continue to be the play. Do y'all understand? Do you get it? It's funny. It's weird to me because people be saying they so woke. How are you woke? When? Where? Woke about what? You're not woke. You're controlled by the media. That's what you are. You're controlled by the media 9 times out of 10. It is what it is. I'm not demonizing you because of that. But let me let her finish cooking.
Very people who keep trying to market themselves as his closest friends. And I'm saying marketing intentionally because it feels as though they have transformed into a badly run PR firm from the early 2000s,
Yeah.
where you try to use celebrities to influence the public. You get like, Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake to wear your denim, and everybody just then starts wearing denim, right? And I will add on to this that I certainly myself am compelled. I would say that it's an interesting twist in this debate story, if we're even calling it a debate offer. At least I was surprised. I was legitimately surprised to hear this morning that it was apparently Erika Kirk who called for TPUSA to formally respond to the mounting questions and to set the live stream. At least that's what Blake Neff is saying on the Charlie Kirk show. They received this morning phone calls from the viewers at home. And of course, somebody asked about the nature of how they went about trying to get me onto this live stream. Let's take a listen to that question being asked, I think from a woman named Gina. Let's take a listen.
Let's take Gina's question. Gina, welcome to the Charlie Kirk Show. What's your question?
Hey, thanks, guys. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My heart's broken with the things that are going on with Candace. And I'm trying to make it all come together. I'm sure I'm not your only fan that is trying to do that because of the relationship that she had with Charlie. And one thing that I'm just trying to make come together in my head is why the invitation was extended to Candace, but not to Candace directly. Blake, I think you tweeted something out, and I don't know if you know. I don't know what's truth and what's not, but I do know that she said she didn't even see the invitation, and it was issued, Blake, I think at 12 on a tweet that you had, but or at midnight 12, not noon, midnight, and so it was like 9 hours later before she even knew that you said anything about her attending the show. And then she's saying she can't attend in person. Can she attend on a live stream? Or and you guys do live streams all the time, and is that going to be an
Of course,
option?
Gina.
I'm just trying to make this come together.
Of course, Gina. So, first of
Cut her
all,
off.
our initial statement, it was on the show on Wednesday. I made it at the request of Erika. All of this has been at the direction and approval of Erika because she heads this. And so what we were announcing there is we said she has said things that are not true, and we did not address them for a long time. We stated the reasons why, that we thought a lot of them were just not, how to put it, we initially just thought no one would believe a lot of what was being said.
Whenever people lie, they always be thinking hard on their words. It's so careful. Like, want to make sure they don't say the wrong thing. Notice when Candace is doing her show, she's just like, bop, 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 bop. Because she's not lying. But you ain't got to be careful. The Bible says, take no thought. Like, just do it. Do what you're supposed to do. And don't be fearful. Don't be worried about, well, if I say this, then I'm going to say that. I'm going to say this. I better not say that. They're lying.
And we also just, we remembered the same friendship that Charlie had, and we just hoped that this would go away without requiring any.
Sorry. Let me just add this part right here. It's very ironic that he said we remember the same friendship that her and Charlie had. Now, when the dude, y'all might not all know this, but when the one guy who said he was a Turning Point executive, he went on PBD like the next day after Candace made her video. He was on there. PBD sold out. Him and Weak Adam Sosnick, who I do not like, they were all sitting on there, and this dude comes on there like, yeah, I'm from Turning Point USA. I've been on the board. And they're like, excuse me. They're like, has Candace even been there? Has Candace even been? When was the last Adam? When was the last time you even seen her? She's been on the tour? When has she been? He was like, oh, I mean, in person, like maybe 2016. Flat out lied. Flat out lied. Not only did he lie, he lied and misled people to think like, oh, Candace haven't even been around in 8 years. Da 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 da. That's what that would lead you to think. He's a white guy, so everybody believed him. And Candace like, what? Candace like, I was just on tour with them in 2024. Like I did the whole summer tour with them. So it's like, why lie? That's the thing. Y'all remember on Ray Charles it said, if you scratch a lie, you'll smell a thief or something like that. Like if you're lying, it's a reason you're lying. Why are you trying to act like Candace ain't been around, bro? Why? And then Candace proved that she had been around, proved that she went on tour with him, pulled up a video of Charlie Kirk talking about her very recently, like, that's my friend. I don't care. We might disagree sometimes, we agree sometimes. Candace is a brilliant woman. That's my friend. And I don't let people pick my friends for me. Now, he said that on stage. Google it, look it up. But remember, then go back and remember that they said they weren't even friends. And so now they're like, well, we respect that their friendship. We know that they had a good. So, oh, you respected that they had a good friendship. But when the dude was saying that they weren't friends, you never said, that's not right. Candace and Charlie remained friends the whole time. They won't do that. They wouldn't do that. Why? Because anything to discredit the person that's trying to tell the truth, anything to discredit the one person that's been brave and bold about the whole thing, anything to discredit her, that's what they'll do. But again, they wouldn't say anything else. But now they're, oh, we respect their friendship. That's why. Oh, I thought they wasn't friends, bro. I thought you said they wasn't friends.
Sort of direct statement or confrontation from us. So what was approved is we announced we are going to respond to this. And what I said was we are going to announce a date soon. We actually hadn't agreed on it at the time I read the statement. We're going to announce a date where we're going to respond to this. And once we announce it, Candace is free to attend in person. That is what we announced. And so once we agreed on a time, I announced what the.
Let me ask y'all something. Let's be real. Let's say you do or you don't believe about the plot to assassinate Candace Owens, right? Say you don't believe that, right? First of all, Andrew Kovic, the guy, not him with the ball head, the other guy, the day he got shot, Charlie got shot, the day that happened, they were on the phone. They both were crying, according to Candace. They both were crying to each other because they were both close with him, right? And then this dude, Andrew Kovic, the other guy that's on the video in a second, he said, and I quote, "It was supposed to be you, Candace." Like who says that when someone get assassinated? Who says that? Like what? Wait, what? What do you mean it was supposed to be me? What are you talking about? Tell me more. And he wouldn't. He wouldn't tell her. Like who told you that? He wouldn't tell her. So now she has a assassination plot that she claims is credible, which I believe her. And then nobody cares. Like, nobody cares. Our government don't care. A foreign nation is planning to assassinate one of our citizens, and our government don't care. They're like, we traded we traded the fucking we traded, what is it, the man of war or whoever that was, I wish I had my other phone. We traded the man of war from Russia for Brittany Griner. We released him for Brittany Griner. We don't want to. We ain't worried about Candace Owens. Well, she can just get assassinated. That's cool. What government are we paying taxes for? Like, who is these people? What are their jobs? Because it ain't to protect us. Don't y'all see? It's not to protect us. They don't care. They don't even care. They didn't care about Charlie. They don't care about Candace. They're like, none of them care. So imagine what they think about you and me. We're completely dispensable. They don't care. Just get back to work. Keep churning them tax dollars in so that we can keep funding other nations, getting kickbacks, getting favors for our personal family, not for the country. No, 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 not for the country. Heck no.
Time was going to be. Candace, for her part, had said, you name the time, you name the place. That is what we did.
So full of it.
As for
Oh, I can't stand these nerds, y'all. Please wake up to these weak, trash nerds. That's what we did. Oh, is it? That makes a lot of sense. Again, like the commenter said, you took 3 months to reply to anything. You haven't said anything. You have lied. That's the only thing you've said. You told a bunch of lies that don't make sense. And Candace like, that's a lie. 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 She had a list. It was like 16, 18 lies on there. Proven. Proven. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we going to do? Is Candace the only one that's brave? What are we going to do?
it was put out at that time, I would just say I don't think she had any difficulty in finding out what our scheduled time was. It seems everyone found it out quite quickly. And lastly, on the point of why it's in person,
I think it's pretty intuitive that given what is being said, what the way this has worked is that it's critical to be in person if you want to be authentic and to be detailed. And that is what we think is a fair request to make if she's going to participate.
But regardless, it is going to go forward because we have agreed that some response needs to be made. And so that's going to happen when we announced it on December 15th.
Yeah, and we actually got to hit a.
I'm one
yeah,
person,
Gina.
but
Yeah, Gina, I'm sorry. We got to hit a radio break here. We can keep going
I bet they do got to hit a radio break because they don't want to hear no more of those questions.
in the break if you want for if you have a follow up. We'll be right back. We're gonna take a break from radio.
That's Andrew COVID, by the way.
So I love situational irony like that, where he is actually live streaming with Andrew Colvett. He's like, it's not authentic unless it's a person is in person, and Andrew Colvett's literally not in person as he's answering his questions. So I guess the show is not.
Facts. Facts. His reason, they want to drag Candace out the house. They want to get Candace out the house so bad. But they're literally sitting there live streaming with Andrew COVID.
Authentic or something. I also love Blake because he's trying so hard not to be condescending in that bit. It doesn't come naturally to him. He's extremely condescending. His obvious, how do I say this? We're shocked that you guys believe Candace. We're just very shocked, you dummies. And his excuse is that the reason he did this in the middle of the night on X is that it's to be expected, as if that's some sort of normal etiquette. Once you extend an offer, not only do you extend an offer, you say that it's a sincere offer. He used the word sincere. And when she is trying to get around to, hey, like, why does this need to be in person? Just to be clear, Blake is saying the answer to that is, quote unquote, it's intuitive that it is critical to be in person if you want to be authentic. Let me
What?
just run that sentence again because I consider myself to be pretty intuitive.
It makes no sense. It's intuitive. Right. Right.
I am
Y'all
intuiting
better
right
wake
now
up.
that is absolute bullcrap. He says, quote, it's intuitive that it is critical to be in person if you want to be authentic. Yeah, they think you're stupid. They just think you're absolutely an idiot. And he says that that's fair. What are you talking about? My most contentious and my most viral debates have never been in person. Everyone assumes that when you extend an invite, that you're going to do whatever you can to make it happen, whether it's friendly, whether it's not friendly. When you say, and when you come out and you say that you are live streaming, the assumption is that you are live streaming because you want the internet to be able to attend, right? That's the whole purpose and function of live streaming an event, is that
They're so full of it. Candace, the way Candace breaks it down, it makes perfect sense. Perfect sense.
invites everybody to be able to attend. So when you extend an invitation of live streaming and you don't explicitly say it must be in person, why would I assume that you're going to rescind the offer if I say that I can appear via live stream? Okay. They never said that when they made the offer and they were pretending that they were being sincere. They never made in person a point of their demands. They never also said that I had to respond within 24 hours. That's a hostage situation. Okay. There's no way that I could have accommodated all of that. In a million years, 24 hours to respond. How about, let me see if I can make that work. Even if I could have made it work, which I couldn't have because my husband instantly said, no, you cannot do this Monday. And he runs the household and he has an important thing going on that day, which involves people that are coming in from overseas. But
And shout out to her husband being the boss. And it's a video of this dude who, this pastor. I should clip it and put it on here. It is the most disgusting thing. The most disgusting. And he mentioned her husband, like, oh, if I was her husband, I'd go in there and pull the plug on that. This black guy. A freaking waster. Supposed to be a pastor, but he's whack. He's a waxter. Like these loser, self-righteous pastors are ridiculous. These pastors are trash. Take it from me, who grew up in churches. I know how these black pastors be. They're full of it. That's what they are. They are full of it. They're always first in line for the scandals. Trust me. Just trust me, bro. Now this dude, let's hear what he says here.
Contrary to what Candace Owens is saying, who's spending her time trying to tear down the legacy of Charlie Kirk.
Okay, step one, lie. You're supposed to be a man to God, though, right? But you just stood there and told a lie. When has Candace Owens ever tried to tear down the legacy of Charlie Kirk? Like when? Whenever. All she has said is amazing things about Charlie Kirk and his legacy. You guys are the liars. Here we go.
Fighting against Erika Kirk, his wife. I mean, you have to be cruel and demonic.
You got to be cruel and demonic. Notice whenever there's some type of agenda, everybody use the same wording. Not only, when you say demonic and cruel and demonic. Have you not heard that about Candace Owens in this situation? It's because that is the narrative. When it's the same wording, it's just like the Democrats did with Joe Biden and Trump. Oh, Trump is a dictator. Trump is Hitler. They say the same things. It's always the same words. Every time it's the same words because they don't like is no variance or nuance in lies. It's just got to be the same. Boom, boom, boom. But let's finish listening to this weirdo dude who's trash. He is trash. And you think God is okay with you just sitting up there lying? I can't stand weak men. Okay. What has she insinuated? What? Okay, and do you have a problem that the government has insinuated things? Do you have a problem that they have insinuated that what's the Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk? Do we have a problem with that? No, 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 no. That's fine. That part when you insinuate like that, that's okay. That's totally okay. You can insinuate that all you want. Is nobody have a problem with that, right? That's fine. But for her to not insinuate, but ask questions like, wait, this is weird. Why did they do that? This is weird. Why did they do that? This is what people have a problem with. Like that she's asking questions that also when you hear the questions, if it doesn't resonate with you, I don't know who you are, but when you hear the questions, you got to be like, yeah, that does kind of make sense. Yeah, I do get that. But not with these people. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Don't ask no questions. Take the slop, just like she said. Take the federal slop. We told you what happened. Now go sit down and get back to work. That's what we're supposed to do. And I just don't agree with it. I can never agree with I've never been that type of person. I've always been like, wait, what? If it don't make sense to me, I'm not just running with it. I'm not just gonna run with it. And this is dumb. But this guy, this black, I'm trying to be respectful. I have no respect. Black piece of shit is saying, oh, she's insinuating. What is she insinuating? She's saying something's going on. I can't stand these people.
To insinuate the things that she has insinuated over the past several weeks. She's evil.
Oh, she's evil. Oh, she is evil. But the government, who made up a whole story, told you that this kid climbed up on the roof, shot him with a 30-06. His neck was strong because he ate spinach, ate his veggies, and said his prayers every night. That's okay. That's not evil, right? Sir, preacher, man of God.
That's what it is. And a big hand clap goes there. Don't get shy on me tonight. I ain't the one.
Anybody
I came
gonna
too
clap
far to play
because
around.
it's not clap worthy.
It's evil. It's corrupt. It should not take place. She sounds like a jaded.
You literally are the one. You're a liar. You are a liar. I can't stand these type of people, especially the ones that stand up in the pulpit. Just trash. He probably doing all manner of weird. You'll see. It always comes out.
Person who wish they were in the role that Charlie Kirk's wife is in, but she isn't. And so therefore she seeks to tear down his legacy. And at some point, her husband is going to have to walk into that podcast room and start unplugging cords.
Does that make?
I mean, by now I would have already done it if it was my wife.
What?
I'm yanking cords. I'm shutting down the camera, shut down.
I can guarantee you wouldn't have done it with your kid. You wouldn't have pulled nothing apart. You sound like a super soft simp that gets on the mic and talk cash, you know what, but then in real life, you are a Mitch the whole time. That's what this guy is, a Mitch. It's a male biatch.
On the A-Tim, sweetie, get up, get out of this room, and can you please help out with the kids? Because this is a dastardly deed that is being done. I thought that the greatest foe.
She homeschools her kids every day, you loser. You black piece of trash loser.
That we would have to contend with after the assassination of Charlie Kirk would be the left. But sadly, it's friendly fire from the right. I'm moving on. See? Notice what they the people, the powers that be want it to keep being left versus the right. Pit is them, it's us, it's them against us. That's what they want all the time. That's what their whole agenda is always. Oh, why would your problem be after the assassination be the left? What do they got to do with it? How about that it's the government? And that's what the same thing with Tim Pool, little weak ass. He's like, oh man, we're gonna lose the midterms because of Candace. Like, what? Are you dumb? You're gonna lose the midterms because it sucks. Because people just ain't gonna vote. Friendly fire. What like what you're doing to her? You just called her evil and everything. That's friendly? Got it. You could have moved on in the first place. Nobody asked you to say the little because you're black, nobody asked you to be the spokesperson on the black person that's standing up for something. You coward. All you men are a bunch of cowards. All of you.
even if I could have made that work, I would not have within 24 hours have confirmed to them if they had even sent me an email, because I have kids. I would have had organized things, and it would have just taken longer than 24 hours, and they knew that. What Blake did say verbatim on that day is, quote, "Here is what is going to happen. In the near future, there will be a live stream here in Phoenix." So we're assuming they're live streaming from Phoenix, where we address in a clear and comprehensive way the claims and the accusations, the false accusations that have been made against Charlie's family, friends, and the people here at Turning Point.
And you know what? Like they said, they're still going to do this thing. They're going to, and this is what they're going to do. This is how ridiculous it is, by the way. Just think about this for a second. They're going to have a live stream with all of Charlie Kirk's friends and Turning Point USA people and all the people that did weird stuff on that day, that did suspicious things on that day and the days leading up to that day. All those people are going to be probably sitting on a stage, and they're going to say, "Okay, Candace Owens said this. Who would like to answer that? I'll take that one. Well, she's lying. She's crazy. I try not to do this. I didn't want to respond, but here we are today to respond. She's crazy." That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do the whole time. When Candace is like, "No, put me on the screen. Let me ask the questions. Let me ask you questions." But you're saying you're going to answer to the questions that she has already put out there. But that's not how she'd ask the question, because number one, she has proof for a lot of these things. So they're going to try to gather up, like, what proof could she have? She got this, she got that, she got this. Let's admit to that. Don't do this, but admit to it, but say we did it because of this reason. We're going to not say nothing about that and then do this. They're just trying to strategize, but talking directly to Candace, they wouldn't be able to wheel a lot of things. They're going to be like, "See, after all they talk, they're going to do all that, and they're going to be like, 'See, guys, we're good.'" And then the normies of America, bruh. I mean, the dumb, I don't even want to mean to call y'all dumb, because I love y'all and we're all in the same battle together. But y'all just have, like, it's like, wake up. Like, wake up. Why don't you see this? The people like that, those loving, lovable people that are so gullible and easy to believe anything. And if their pastor say it, they running with it. They don't know that their pastor tell lies. Their pastors are corrupt. All these people. I mean, the amount of people, man. I should just do a whole video of all the people saying ridiculous stuff about her. But they're going to lie. And then all of the normies are going to believe the lie. I'm like, "Didn't you see Turning Point USA's event? Their truth event? They said that none of that happened." And people were like, "Oh, yeah, that's right." Bruh, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. It's the reason why they don't want Candace to be in this thing, or whatever, this questionnaire. It was all fake. That's why they gave her such a small window of time to go. You got to appear in person. Why would she appear in person and she's thinking somebody's trying to kill her? I'm gonna come to the event where her best friend just got killed. I'm gonna come around them. All these weird acting people. All these people who looks hella suspicious. It's like, you don't find that suspicious? All them people, and she's supposed to what? Just sit there and go over there and sit down, like, "Okay." Like, please, no. Dial me up. Send me the link. That's what she said in her show yesterday. But of course, they don't want to do that. Why? Because they're full of shit.
We plan to walk through everything carefully and thoroughly. If Candace is available, we would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream at our studio in Phoenix. Not a demand to be there in person. Live streams happening at your studio. And you said that this was a sincere request, then you went about it in the opposite manner, which is why it makes it really interesting that he says in the beginning that was done at the request, at the direction, and with the approval of Erika. And that's interesting for a lot of reasons. I think a lot of us have been wondering, like, did she take on this role and she's actually executing? Or are we still going through a transition phase? Is she still learning the part? How involved is she on a day-to-day basis? Because some of these actions seem like fumbles, like absolute fumbles. And you're wondering, is Andrew Colvat running things? Is Tyler Boyer running things? Is this coming from Erika Kirk? Because I'm having trouble, I guess, comprehending why she would green light something that the internet has now read as incredibly insincere. Of course it's insincere. You market yourself as somebody that is passionate about family, and we can't even get 24 hours to see if we can.
Do y'all see it? Do y'all get that? I hope y'all do. I hope everybody gets this because it is so apparent to me. And again, in response, they'll say, Candace is crazy. Like, wait, what? How? I don't care if she was a cuckoo that needed a straitjacket. She's asking the right questions. Disagree with that too?
Make things work and exchange things. Like, that doesn't feel honest. That didn't come across as honest. And you're telling us, or we're assuming from that statement, that she approved the statement that went out, referring to people as Antifa members, like making us akin to a basket of deplorables because we don't accept the Fed slop. Like, that got her approval to go out. Like, this was read by Erika. That doesn't feel good, And the reality is if you deeply care about the legacy of Turning Point USA, as you all claim that you do, like you claim that you're really just in this, Blake Neff and Andrew Colvat, because we were his best friends and we love him, then how can you treat people who are genuinely people just like Gina, donors to Turning Point USA, people who got behind Turning Point USA, people who have photos of them going to Turning Point USA events, who probably have tickets to go to AmFest? How can you treat people with such contempt? How could you think they're dumb enough to believe that that was a sincere offer, that that's how it's supposed to work, that that's ever in the history ever of people setting up debates, that that's ever been how it's worked, that someone just arbitrarily picks a time and a place, and you admit you had no time and you did not have a date picked. So there was no reason you couldn't come to me and
They
say,
still don't
here's
have a
2
date.
dates that could work, and allowed me to do that. And by the way, I would still like for you guys to do that, okay? And one more thing that I want to put out there, because your 24-hour demand is ridiculous. It's silly. Okay, let's strip it. Let's not pretend that there's some buzzard that got hit. We can still make this work, and I would like to make this work, and I would especially like to make this work if you are saying or implying that Erika Kirk is going to be there. Because the reality is that would be a game changer. I think that's a game changer. I think it would be very powerful to have her there, to represent the viewpoints in a way that they're maybe not being shared by Blake Neff, who is incredibly unlikable and speaks down to people. And I don't know why he does that. It's not coming across clearly from your spokesperson, Andrew Colvat, who seems to be on the road and isn't course correcting in the attitudes that are coming out, or at least telling people not to be like late.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to watch this whole video, but we going. Let's just keep going.
Night tweeting like Tyler Boyer. And yeah, it would be great if you are saying that on the 15th, Erika Kirk,
Fair use,
as
Candace.
you are insinuating that she's going to be there, right? She's directing this thing. Are you implying here that she's going to actually be in the chair and she's willing to allow me?
She's not going to be there. But if she was, they would filibuster the whole thing with her tears. I'm sorry for your loss. But like, she would be every other question. As soon as you get her in the pickle, as soon as you ask her a tough question, you know what she's going to do. She's going to start. I went to the store and I seen a text message. She's going to filibuster the whole thing. It's not going to be worth it. It's going to take so long for you to get through. You're going to be on your fourth of 27 question. And they'll be like, that's it for tonight, guys. Like, that's 2 hours gone. Trust me.
To bring things and to go over timelines and stuff. Like, can you make that offer through the proper channels? Can you actually say that, since you now have more details about how it's going to work, and reopen that offer? Again, there's no way in hell that George can make the 15th work. I just said it. No, he shut it down immediately. and for a very valid reason. And it is not my inclination to go to Phoenix without having my team with me. And my husband is very much a part of my team. But I will say that I will raise it further with the Supreme Court of George Farmer if you are insinuating, and actually if you can confirm that you are saying that you will allow me, as you said further in this, to bring whatever it is because it would be more authentic if it was face-to-face. If you're saying that I don't have to deal with you and this is actually going to be very open and I can ask every question under the sun, I might beg, I might beg. So I would love to hear from TPUSA and stop pretending 24 hours was some demand that had to be met, because that's ridiculous. So ball very much back into your court. And like I said, I want to make this happen. I still think you guys can open it up for a live stream. You're doing that right now. That seems ridiculous as well. Let's make this work for the people. Anyways, you guys, diving back into our investigation. Okay, got something very interesting for you. Now,
that was a long breakdown, but she right. She right. Everybody, if you don't think she's right, I don't know what's wrong with you, honestly. I just don't understand when people don't, when you accept people lying to you, and especially people in authority. When somebody in authority over me is lying to me, I'm like, what? You, I don't like it.
It is actually common sense that has been guiding this investigation the entire time, despite the federal insistence that we pretend we don't have any. And I think there's a compelling element that we should follow here. If we believe and know and have the intuition that this is a deep state assassination, I do. Okay. And we know that our deep state, the CIA, is involved in color revolutions all around the world. We should think about how they organize the revolutions, right? What does it actually entail? How does our military accomplish that? Through what means? Okay. And I think it's obvious that they accomplish that through organized chaos. The chaos, as chaotic as the event may seem, has to actually be organized if this is military. It means that as a state, we fund and then we coordinate protests, and coordinating is the operative word. It has to look organic to the untrained eye. You have to actually make sure that people will believe when they read the New York Times, when they read AP News or Reuters, that all of this just happened. Back in 2014, the Ukrainians were authentically and truly just done with their president, Yanukovych. And obvious that they accomplish that through organized chaos. The chaos, as chaotic as the event may seem, has to actually be organized if this is military. It means that as a state, we fund and then we coordinate protests, and coordinating is the operative word. It has to look organic to the untrained eye. You have to actually make sure that people will believe when they read the New York Times, when they read AP News or Reuters, that all of this just happened. Back in 2014, the Ukrainians were authentically and truly just done with their president, Yanukovych. And when John McCain went over there and led the protesters in the streets, he was really representing the voice of the people. It was not another United States military color revolution. By the way, if you have not seen that, this is what we do all around the world. You should I'm just going to play a little bit of this. John McCain addressing protesters in Ukraine before we overthrew their president. Take a listen.
Ukraine. People of Ukraine, this is your moment.
Народи український, це ваш момент.
This is about you, no one else.
Це про вас.
This is about the future you want for your country.
Yo, people reading stuff at the reading speeches now is crazy to me. They don't have no shame in it. It ain't even a teleprompter. They just like, let's see what they wrote here. Like people they don't even hide it anymore. They don't even try to like read on the teleprompter. Like, what's up with that? Like Brandon Johnson always do that. He just be like, we care about the people of Chicago. We do not want ICE in our city. That's what people like, bruh. Like, what? Do you have any? Are you dumb?
This is about the future you deserve.
Це про ваше майбутнє, про майбутнє вашої країни. Це про майбутнє, на яке ви заслуговуєте.
A future in Europe.
Майбутнє Європи.
A future of peace. And good
Майбутнє
relations
миру.
with all of your neighbors.
Майбутнє всіх ваших сусідів.
All right, that's enough. I don't know why we're like this. I really don't know why we're like this. Anyways, I believe in my heart and in my rational mind as well that Charlie Kirk's assassination was about as organic as John McCain, may he rest in peace, leading the people of Ukraine. And we got our color revolution, and we've been doing corrupt stuff in that region since. Now, I began scanning the people of the crowd obsessively. Obviously, you should see the folders on my desktop. And I'm referring, of course, now to UVU on September 10th. And there was something that I kept noticing. A weird amount of young men were alone at this event, and they were wearing maroon shirts. In fact, so many of these young men that I was coming across were wearing maroon that at first I legitimately assumed that it had to have been one of the UVU colors. I asked this question so innocently. I was like, to someone at UVU, I was like, oh, are your school colors maroon? And he comes back and he said, no, they're green and white. So my gut told me, okay, that's interesting, because maroon is not exactly a highly ranked color for men, okay? And it can't be that all of these men that are wearing maroon
I don't own
also
anything maroon.
happen to have attended this event alone. So I'm going to show you what I mean, and I'm going to go back to some of these people. This is by no means everyone. I'm just showing you a few times here. Here we go. We have this young man. This is after the shot. He's wearing maroon. Show you another person here sitting there under the tree after the shot, and he's wearing maroon. Show you another person here. We're going to come back to this person who is wearing maroon because his dad is going to say something publicly. 3 people, 1 shot, all of them alone, wearing maroon. We're going to come back to the guy at the top there who has the hat, the darker hat on, who is wearing maroon. Just like these like strapping young men all wearing maroon. We've got this guy in the bush wearing maroon. I could go on and on. This person of how many people were wearing maroon. I even have a video of someone holding a maroon shirt. Okay. So I mentioned that quite casually. And that thing happened where there was an overreaction for no reason online. So I knew that I was on the right track and I should probably keep going. And I said something, I think it was on X, or maybe it was on the show. And then we received hundreds of emails from people past and presently in the military around the world. And they said, yes, Candace, that is military. I am just going to quote a few emails here. One person wrote, quote, airborne forces wear maroon, not just in the UK, the USA, and France, as well as in dozens of other militaries. Another person said, quote, I instantly recalled that when police are in undercover units, the FBI, etc., and they are not in their uniforms, they often have a color of the day or a unit color. It's a signal to anyone else around that you are with that mission or unit, end quote. Another person wrote, quote, my husband was and led part of the QRF, Quick Reaction Force team, when they were deployed in Iraq. We are retired now. The maroon color in the military means the color is famously associated with military forces, such as the Maroon Beret of airborne troops around the world. And another person explained to me that especially in coordinated violent scenes, making sure that people are in certain colors or in something that is identifiable is important so that military men can observe who to protect or who they're looking for, right? And so that just makes sense, okay? And so LOL for all of you guys that were saying I'm stupid. I love being called stupid. Every time you call me stupid, it's another little clue that I should follow that. Just, you guys are so obvious, okay? It's the overreaction to simple things. And I feel in my gut that it was not some random coincidence that so many of these fellas decided to wear maroon on September 10th and attend the Charlie Kirk event. And I feel even more compelled because there was this person on TikTok, you may have seen it at the time, who was claiming that he had some videos that someone in his family had shot. And when he submitted them to the FBI had asked him to delete that footage. And I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's false. But I do know that when I got in touch with this individual and he sent me the footage, my eye immediately gravitated towards another person who happened to be wearing maroon, who is also alone at the event, who I thought was kind of strange, did not.
Boy. Keep going, Candace. Keep going. Go, Max. Look at her face. Yeah. Look at her face. I'm sorry, Candace. I ain't trying to play you like that. Hold on.
Duck.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave that one. That's like the duh. Look, it's like they playing in our face. They're lying to us. They doing dumb stuff, and every time she gets close on something, they're like, "Oh, she's crazy. Now she's saying it's this. Now she's saying it's that." Now that's what they keep doing. First she said it's this. First she said it's that. What are you saying? What? Why is she? This is the biggest thing. Excuse me. This is the biggest thing about the whole case and the whole thing with Candace Owens. Why is she the only one investigating this? I mean, I'm not saying there's a few internet sleuths out here and a few YouTubers and stuff like that. But anybody with any power, any authority, any ability, be higher than Candace Owens, they're not touching this with a 10-foot pole. And why? Like, why? Are we at that point where the scripture says men will be lovers of them own selves? Like, you love yourself that much? You care about money that much? Like, you have a price for real, for real? Like, the amount of people in this on this world and on this planet that have a price. Like, at some point, it's like, nah. The whole world would be better if they stopped lying and stopped doing the evil shit. Then you wouldn't even be in such a struggle. People that want like this utopia and da 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 da. If you don't stop stuff like this, you can forget about it. Women who think that it should be a utopia, you can forget about it if you don't stop stuff like this. If we don't stop stuff like this, if we just keep letting it go, it's fine. Oh, it's cool. Candace crazy anyway. Never know. I don't even be paying attention to that shit, man.